Hello again, it's Carson, and today we're going to take it a little bit easier, probably a shorter video, and kind of more freestyle, but this is a topic I want to talk about. Am I talking about Volley in this video? A little bit, but I'm using Volley as a really good example and an excuse to talk about something I like to talk about, which is builds, what it means to invest into a build and all that stuff. But before I get into it, as always, I'm going to give you a little demonstration with these two builds. I'll break them down later for you. Let's see, come over here. You know what I really hate? I hate Volley. I hate when I get hit by Volley, but when I have it, it's tons of fun, you know? So let's go ahead, bust out an oil of accuracy just a little bit. Take that right there. Get a little more accurate going. And then Shadowheart, what you can do is go ahead and, you know what? We'll wait. What we'll do is just start blasting. Ready? So this build right here, we pretended it was like a shotgun. Ready? You just walk up to him and start blasting. There we go. Yeah, let's do it. Alright. Y'all in trouble now. Ha! Kapow! Uh-oh. I said kapow! There we go. And another kapow. There we go. Somebody's down. Bloodlust. Let's keep going. Alright. Just keep blasting. And you can see how powerful that got in our last run. It's pretty crazy. What about you, Shadowheart? What can you do? Oh, I know what I could do. Is I can hold somebody down like you. There we go. Oh, I didn't land it. Darn. Okay, well, send in the wolf. Space out a little bit before we get hit with Volley. Oh, no. Oh, no, you don't. Magical slash. Alright. Uh-oh. Dog's gonna disengage using that bonus action because he's level 11, and then he's gonna run over here, get on you. Good boy. Alright. Hiya! What do you want, Aronson? You can't hit me. Got like stupid armor class. Alright, so I can also use arrow of many targets. Go bing 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 bing. And now I have crazy acuity, but we're still just gonna volley. Kaboom! Alright. If I had another action, I could blast you with a spell, right? But first, let me see if I can get you with a level 3. Alright, so 1 and 2. Hold you down. There we go. We got one. Alright, perfect. So I'm going to come over here, trade places with the wolf. Okay, you stay right there. Oh, you missed us. Nice try. Shield. Ooh, check out that level 1 wizard. No, my dog! Uh-huh. Alright, now the cool thing is, again, I can get past his opportunity attack because I have the full training, so I can walk past him. And now we can bite him real good since he's held down. Yummy! What's that? I get 2 attacks? That's right, level 11 Beastmaster. Get him. He's finished. Alright, let's see. Can the volley reach both of these? I think it can. Holy crap. Almost. Alright, like I said, what we did is we built up of enough acuity, so what we could probably do is just blast somebody with a spell, like, give me a nasty one. What do we got? Disintegrate? Yeah, oh, no, wrong one. Shh, hold on, go back. Okay, disintegrate. Nope, stop it. How do I keep screwing this up? Alright, disintegrate. Perfect. Now cast that sucker. Alright, ready? Let's blast them. Cool. We can pretend that was like a super shot, but they're not feeling so hot right now. And since I killed them, I can go ahead for another volley just cause. Blast them. It's our shotgun blaster. Pow. All right. Shadowheart, what do you got? So she's got blade cantrips from a mod. That's cool. Just some extra flavor. Does some pretty cool stuff. Now we got arcane synergy. What if we use speed potion? Speed potion. And we'll pop that, because I'm not using my bonus attack. And now, let's see, I got a little acuity right myself, right? check it out. So that's up, but we're actually a wizard. So we have 20 and 16. Is there a lightning bolt we can maybe use? Zap him. Boom. There we go. Pretty cool. And we got lightning infusion. Lae'zel. Alright. He ain't gonna hit us. No, my pupper! How dare you hit my dog? You just got booming blade. Alright. Damn. Alright. Can't reach him, huh? It's all good. Let's see. I can use this, though. It's alright. Yeah, look at that. And he could do it twice. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. Alright. Good job, dog. Alright. Let's finish him off with a barrage. Now that we have our acuity up, we could probably land this thing. Alright, let's use our barrage. Ranged weapon. Just for fun. Shotgun! Bam! Alright, smile for the camera. You ready, guys? Boom! Even the dog's okay. Alright, poor pupper. We'll give him a heal. About... Perfect. So, what are we even talking about? Volley? Beastmaster? I'm kind of confused, Garson. Don't worry. I'll put up the notes as usual. So let's backtrack it. Alright, but yeah, allow me to kind of go over something. So we're going to talk about Volley as a primary example of investing deeply into a subclass, right? And I'll kind of go over some of what that means. Like I said, I'll try and make this shorter than my usual TED Talk. But as always, thanks for watching. Give you a little fun little demo, and I'll talk about the builds later. But for now, let me kind of explain what I'm talking about here. Thanks for watching, though. And if you want to support the channel, if you're even interested in that, just save it to the end, all right? But you probably want to know what the hell I'm talking about, right? So let's get into it. Is this all about Volley? Like I said, not exactly. I'll still give you two builds, and the first build I'm going to go over later is going to be Lae'zel's pure level 12 ranger. We did play that on just the recent honor run, so I'll go over it in detail of how it works. It's not too complicated, but Volley is pretty powerful, and that's why I wanted to demo it as like what we're talking about here. So this is my sort of topic. Allow me to be freestyle on this video. It's I need a quicker, simpler kind of video to talk about, and this is something I like talking about. I like talking about builds, and instead of making videos about builds specifically, I like to talk about breaking them down, what they're about. This is just my kind of interest, okay? So allow me to geek out a bit. I wanted to kind of go over pure class relevant to this, and then multi-class, and then what I mean by investing deep into the subclass, right? How it like relates to builds, and then I'll go over beast like Volley and Beastmaster with the builds as specific examples to this, right? So first off, in terms of like pure class, so that would be Lae'zel right here, as we see, right? This is just 12 Ranger, which is a hunter subclass, okay? Right? It's a single class, which means you do get 12 levels by the end of the game. You'll have 3 feats, which gives you a lot of choices and versatility. I've been lately sort of a champion for pure class. I've actually gotten comments saying, which I appreciate you guys for dropping comments like that, but kind of inspiring people like, wow, playing just a simple pure class is really fun. And I didn't realize all the cool things and choices you can do with 3 feats and the subclass choice. Then there's all the itemization through like what gear you choose and how you play it, right? You can do a lot with this, but just in relation to a pure class, what you're getting is obviously the full class features plus your subclass choice, the gear and the 3 feats. That's everything that can be built off of a pure class, right? It's kind of funny, if you allow me for a moment, it's kind of funny because in video games, it seems like, especially if you're new to a game, why are you going to jump into something as complex as multiclassing? Just stick with something simplistic, play through the game, enjoy it, you know, and then maybe do a replay or leave one character if you got a party of 4 for like the fancy stuff. Honestly, sometimes when I'm making like a team for honor mode, I want to have like most of my guys or half my team as a simple pure class, because it's honestly just more straightforward. Just level them up. I don't really have to pick much stuff unless I have to just choose my spells or replace them, right? But it's funny because more dialogue, and you know, I'm not big on meta stuff, but I find that it's funny that multiclassing is more popular, or it seems more popular based on what I see from other people discussing the game or making videos, or you know, sharing their builds or asking questions. How do I do this? Can I do? It's like you can do plenty with just this, and honestly, there's a lot of strengths to this, and I'm just appreciative lately. I've been talking about it, and people are like, wow, Arcane Trickster's actually cool. I'm like, I think so, but yeah, cool. All right. But that doesn't mean I don't know anything about multiclassing, or I have something against multiclassing. So as contrast, multiclassing, like shadow art here, which is a pretty wonky one, right? A level 1 wizard with 11 ranger. Why'd you do that? Well, I'll go over it. But there's a lot of different ways when approaching multi-class. It's almost funny that people want to dive into this so much because I guess, you know, as someone who likes building a character or making powerful classes or whatever the reason, right? Multiclassing is really more about picking a class for a certain perk and you go up to that level. Let's say Spore Druid, level 2. That's when you get the Spore Druid subclass and some of the most, you know, potent features of that subclass. Level 3 Fighter, you get your subclass, and there's something about the subclass that you really need for your build, for your certain whatever it is, right? And it all comes down to like balancing the levels. And in my opinion, the most fascinating thing about multi-classes, yeah, how are you gonna play that character as you play through, say, honor mode, like I do, right? Even through tactician or whatever, it's like, how are you going to manage that character through playing it? And this becomes a bit of a nightmare or a headache if you really don't know your stuff, or you're just, maybe it's fun because you're just experiencing the game for the first time or whatever, or honor mode for the first time. But yeah, it's a balancing act with levels and feats, right? And class perks. And it comes down, I've seen 3 categories for why people keep multi-classing, why it is popular. There's the sweaty, try-hard gamers like myself. I'm just making fun of us. We all do it, right? It's the metagaming side of it. I don't usually talk about this. I don't always reference this, but it is kind of relevant to the multi-class. It's definitely the thing that made me want to like know so much about game mechanics in this game or whatever, and builds, talk about it. And then there's the role-playing element, maybe something I like now. I've always liked it, but I'm more focused on now is like, we're doing Karlach, and she's level 2 paladin, and then she's going to be all warlock, or we have Shadowheart here, right? There's a funny idea, cool roleplay, some kind of gimmick to it, right? And so I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if Shadowheart was like a Beastmaster, and she's running around with her wolf. And I wanted to try a level 1 dip and wizard on a class that doesn't use intelligence and use that like special feature of having the ability to learn all these scrolls. So look at all these spells I can use in this one level of wizard, right? So whether it was the Karlach example or, you know, my sweaty try-hard stuff, like I've done crazy multi-classes like Monk Eldritch Blaster, which is a 4 thief. It's a 4 thief rogue, it's a 4 Way of the Hand monk, and it's a 4 warlock, like Pact of the Tome or whatever. It doesn't really matter at that point. But yeah, basically, I've tried all this stuff, right? I would say this is kind of more where I'm at right now. But wherever you're at, like these are typical reasons we multi-class, and then it becomes this balancing act of knowing what you're trying to get out of it, and all that. I could talk for days about multi-classing, and I will make other videos more on this topic, but this is why I said please allow me kind of talk more about this right here. Deep investing. What do I mean by deep investing if you're building your character? Because I would make a video about the pitfalls of multi-classing, how it can help you kind of sort it out yourself, teach a man to fish sort of thing. So this is one of those reasons I'm making this video. So the idea here is, do you think this is a very balanced split between like 6 ranger and 6 wizard? No. You can make something very powerful if you know what you're targeting, but sometimes you have to deeply invest into a subclass. As a counteract, there's going to be 2 videos I'll make about level 1, level 2, level 3 dips, right, as a complement of what I'm talking about. Or maybe forget the subclass, it's the class overall you need something like sneak attack for rogues. But right now we're talking about subclasses. So if you deeply invest into a subclass, 6 is kind of cutting edge. I'm more talking about level 7 plus, but 6 plus you can make a case for it. So let's just keep it simple. Don't go crazy on me, Garson. What the hell are we talking about? Maybe there's a critical subclass perk that you're trying to go for. For this example here, this would be the Ranger Beastmaster. So I really want the wolf, okay? I really want the wolf in this. I wanted to build this character anyway. I'm using Shadowheart as a funny idea to do it, and we're going to play it on stream in the current run. But if you don't know something about Beastmaster is, while Ranger gets its extra attack at level 5, your Beast levels up with you, so to speak, the more you invest in the subclass, which means you are investing in Ranger, but you had to specifically go for this subclass to even get the ability to summon your little animal companion. And then he's going to get stronger at certain level ups for that subclass. So you might actually go with like a level 7 Beastmaster, and what you'll end up is with a wolf that's significantly weaker, but not that weak. You could still make him like a fun, flavorful build, and you have this cool wolf companion. He's not going to have this cool helmet on, but he'll be like level 7, slightly weaker armor class, worse stats, but he also won't have all these extra like double attack. If you saw in the demo, he had double attack just like a normal fighter or martial would. See, he's got his own extra attack. He's got these rogue bonus actions almost, like dash on bonus action, disengage on bonus action. Even has this cool Dark Souls Sif attack with the force damage AoE cone, right? That's cool as hell. And that's what I wanted. But I didn't feel like I needed the level 1 or the level 12 feat, and so I could do something crazy with the multi-class, okay? So I have to go really deep into this Beastmaster, whether I'm multi or just going all the way to 12 like Lae'zel. And so what is this video, Volley? Okay, so Volley is such a significant subclass specific perk that you might want to go all in on it. All the way to 11, maybe even 12. Screw it, I'll just take the feat at that point. Okay, but you have to go 11, right? And it could be the identity of the build. It's a critical component to the identity, to the way, the play style, to the character, if you're doing it for cool reasons or RP reasons or gameplay reasons or all of the above, right? It could be very critical to the identity. And Volley is one of those things, right, that it's like you have to go 11 levels. That's all of your levels except for 1, right? But another good example would be on the cusp of deep investment, open hand at 6. This is the monk subclass that punches, right? It's all about punching. At level 6, all monks, right? They get their bludgeoning damage on their fists. It overcomes resistance now. So now it does magical bludgeoning, right? So that's a good example where you're getting this, but specifically open hand gets these new abilities to like add radiant, necrotic, and psychic damage. And the psychic damage, I've talked about this, it's crazy damage, okay? So that's worth going into that deep investing to get that specific subclass feature that really amps up what you're trying to do for the identity or the critical perk of the build, right? Dragon Sorcerer, you get your modifier, right? So for this build, our wisdom modifier right here, Dragon Sorcerer would be charisma. So you'd say you had 6 charisma modifier, you get that added onto whatever element you spec'd into. Dragon Sorcerer, Ice Sorcerer is a popular build, right? So you would add your 6 charisma or 5 charisma modifier to every single damage of ice spell, right? So if you're blasting off 2 rays of frost, you'll actually hit 2 rays. Both of them will do a bonus of 6 damage. You effectively added 12 more damage, all because your modifier is very high and it's helping your accuracy anyway, right? So that's a really cool perk, right? Evo Wizard, same kind of concept here. Showed off with the Magic Missile build just the other day. So Magic Missile would be getting your intelligence modifier amped up by, say, let's say it was, you know, intelligence, and you had plus 20 intelligence, it would be plus 5. So each missile gets plus 5. That's a considerable bonus, and it's every evocation spell. But you don't need the 2 other levels of wizard. You could go do something else with it. You could get Eldritch Blast from Warlock, for instance, right? Shadow Monk's another popular 11 because you get Shadow Strike, a very powerful key move that you use your key points to do tons of psychic damage, almost like a sneak attack. All right, and then there's Beastmaster. We talked about that. And finally Volley, right, with Hunter 11. So you're building up with like Horde Breaker, you're trying to use maybe Hail of Thorns, but by the time you get 11, there's this huge power spike and identity shift because you're like, oh yeah, especially if you did something funny like I did, like, I'm a shotgun, plow, that guy's dead. All right, well, sucks for him. Sure did. I just murdered somebody. All right, reset that, whoopsies, never happened. While this loads in, but I'm not talking about the counterpart to this. I will in a different video, but Wizard 1, for instance, we're going to talk about Wizard 1, but the focus here is the deep investment. So this shallow investment is also critical because these 1 levels, 2 levels, like Spore Druid gets you the symbiote, that gives you more necrotic damage on your weapons, gives you the Hail of Spores. The Wizard 1, that gives you the ability to learn scrolls and also things like shield. War Cleric, the bonus action attack that you get every long rest. Thief, you get your 2nd bonus action. It's a huge critical thing for component for certain builds. Champion, get the extra critical hit. And then Warlock, 2 levels of Warlock is how you make any Eldritch Blaster actually good. It's how you add Eldritch Blast to your build. That and Charisma. But yeah, arguably not really Swords Bard. This is on the cusp of both of what I'm talking about. It's deep investment and it isn't. But honestly, if you're making a Swords Bard, you're going to go to probably 6 because that's just where everything starts clicking. And then really it's not really about deep investment in Swords Bard. Swords Bard is one of those special cases, exception, not the rule, because it's just, you already have everything. Now you can do whatever the hell you want with it at 6, whatever. And is it deep investment if you're already a Marshal and a Full Caster and this and that? Different things. Same thing with Pact of the Blade, especially before Honor Mode changes. Pact of the Blade was this glitchy or silly way the game was coded where you could take Pact of the Blade at level 5, you get your extra weapon attack, and then you would go 5 levels into something else, and then you would have a like Paladin extra attack, and then they combo. That's not the way it's supposed to be. It was obviously very good, and it was very broken when before Honor Mode, every single action you would have 3 attacks. So I don't really want to talk about these, but I'm not going to stress this point too much, right? These could kind of fall in between the two, the deep and the shallow investment. And so one of the biggest things I want to talk about, and I'll use Volley as the example here, okay? Because Volley is very interesting, especially on this topic. 11 is as deep as it gets, right? And this dramatically, Volley just being one move, just this is what you came for, right? You were using Horde Breaker up to this point. Trust me, I know. We just did the honor run, right? And Horde Breaker was hilarious because I had a strength character who would like, say Shadowheart was going to pick up the wolf and like throw him over here, right? And then I had like 2 people standing next to each other, right? So you had a crowd like this now. Okay, now I can use my subclass feature where I hit somebody with this and anybody in the target radius can now be hit with a free attack, which is a little dumb because Swords Bard can just hit people, even the same person, with the same attack, but whatever. And you can only use this per round. But there's no limit on this other than the per round. There's no resource like Swords Bard. So we won't get into all that muddiness. All I'm getting at is, so this subclass doesn't really seem all that crazy. It does have like, it's more passive perks, like Horde Breaker is pretty cool. There's some other options than Horde Breaker, like Topple the Giant, where you do, Colossus Slayer, where you like, once per round you'll get a bonus damage here on someone you've already hit before, whatever. What we're getting at is when you get so deep into it, or maybe the whole reason you're going this far into a subclass is for that one thing, and Volley is one of those one things. Because see this weapon damage right here? It's normally my weapon damage. I do have the sharpshooter perk on here. Okay, you can drag this out, turn it on and off. But as you know, sharpshooter is a feat that gives you 10 more damage on your ranged attacks. That's why it's up to plus 16 here, right? So we have my dexterity plus the sharpshooter. So as long as I can hit, we're going to do some good damage, 18 to 30. And this is not as crazy as it could be on certain builds. Okay, now, once I get to level 11, we get all of that in this big giant radius. Do you see how big this is? For context, a lot of spells don't reach this big. This is maybe 60% of Fireball, but it hits everyone equally with that damage. And for something really cool with this build, we use Herald. Herald has the ability to bane targets, and it's a charisma roll. It's kind of silly because charisma rolls on enemies is some of the easiest things you can get. So we pretty much always hit bane, which lowers their ability to accurately hit us and lowers their saving throws as a 1d4 penalty. It's the reverse of bless. So I didn't realize this. This build ended up being fantastic on the team. I was playing with a Spore Druid and like a Spellcaster, Psychic Warlock. It was amazing, right? I loved it because this really provided so much value. And at the end of the day, ranged characters are just ridiculously strong because of Sharpshooter and, the various weapons. But Herald is a very underrated weapon. And it was providing not only damage, but tons of passive, BS with the Bane, and then you add Acuity to that, and so if I'm hitting them, I'm lowering their saving throws, and I'm adding more accuracy to my spells with the spell save DC with Acuity, right? And so you just keep running that, and like Volley sadly doesn't really build up very fast with Acuity. It'd be even more broken, but it was still the fact that I'm hitting them, I'm spreading an effect, I'm building up my accuracy, I'm lowering their accuracy, like all thanks to Volley. And remember, this operates the same as a regular ranged attack. So I get 2 attacks like normal, and if I get a Bloodlust, that's 3 attacks. So 3 volleys in one go. Oh, amazing. You really need area attacks in your composition, right? Your single target hitter is a very powerful thing to have on a team. Now, if your single target hitter becomes an area hitter, they have the best of both worlds. It's insane, okay? So it uses the weapon effects and the damage. So is it worth it? Absolutely. And why? Like I said, if you, first off, on a team composition, you want to have area damage and you want to have single target big health killers, okay? This gives you all of that by level 11, right? And there's some pretty tough encounters by level 11 in Act 3. There's like Gortash, Orin, there's what's it called, Raphael's fight and all that. So if you can hit everybody with the same giant freaking boss killer shot, you're doing good. And this is definitely more of a gimmick build from the idea of running up to people with the crossbow expert and still having advantage in accuracy, right? So you could do this much stronger. Volley is incredible. I'm not even giving it like the best example here. So that one level, from there, do whatever you want. This was a pure class run, so I made it 12. Okay, and with 12 I have 3 feats, like I said, so I just decided to take another 2 dexterity, so it's even more accurate, more damaging, but it didn't matter. At that point I could have taken one more level to get some perk, like Thief Rogue would have given me expertise in sleight of hand. If this was my dexterity character, that would have been a good combo. So I could have took Thief Rogue early on, stole everything I wanted throughout the campaign, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, because it was my dexterity character. And I would know that by level 12, I would still have 11 levels in Ranger. I would get Volley by level 12, which is totally fine, right? I'm going to be a useful character stealing stuff. But yeah, that is in a nutshell why we're talking about Volley and how it pertains to all that other stuff, right? So, okay, build time. Let's get to it. I think you've already seen what Lae'zel's all about, but just as a reminder, this is our pure class example. We did run this in an Arna mode run, so I'll reference that in a moment. But so Lae'zel is going to be our crossbow shotgun idea, right? She's using the crossbow expert feat. This allows you to run up on targets. We can actually read it out loud. Point blank. When you make a crossbow attacks within melee range, the attack rolls do not have disadvantage. If you combo that with, say, the risky ring and high armor class, you'll basically never get hit, okay? And also, you can just run up on them, or if they try and run up on you, and you always have good accuracy. Doesn't matter if they're close or far. It's a little weakness of bows, is that if somebody's near you, you can't, you get disadvantage. So this eliminates that. And then just for style points, cool ideas, we just pretend you had to run up to them, shoot them. So of course we would plan for having good armor class, and bows have good armor class because a dex character can run armors like this, medium armor, that doesn't have a cap on your dexterity modifier, which is huge. At 20 dex, that's 5 more armor class plus the medium armor, so that's 20 just right there. Then you can take a shield, which you're not going to really use because you're not using your melee weapon. You can take something like Defender Flail, which gives you an extra armor class. We're loaded up. 25 is pretty, I won't say it's insane, but it's above and beyond what you need in Act 3, by the way. So we could have honestly taken the displacement cloak and just almost never get hit. But yeah, we run up on them, we shotgun them. It's super simple, right? You don't even have to play it like that. I just wanted the character, the flavor, the play style. Okay, so crossbow expert, sharpshooter, we said, gives you that 10 extra damage. And with Volley, everybody takes that extra damage. And then 2 dexterity, because dexterity is just a great freaking stat, man. It gives you all this initiative right here. Right? If you want to build for stealth, sleight of hand, acrobatics, gives you that armor class. With the right armor, you can uncap it. And with medium armor, you already have good base armor. And then the dex, it's broken. And then so on and so forth. It's your accuracy, it's your attack. We took the mirror. We did get lucky with the mirror in an honor run. We set it up right. We got 2 more decks. That's how we were able to cap past 20. Obviously, the stats were a little wonky here. You don't need 21. That's dumb, but that's how it ended up. Bloodlust and Heroism. I use Heroism mostly, but by the end you probably want Bloodlust because you're going to kill somebody with Volley, and then you'll get more volleys. Very simple. You don't have to do this, but the character for me was run up and pop them in the face. Okay? Getting to level 11 if you were interested. Okay? We'll talk about it, but it was basically use Hordebreaker. Kind of helped me feel like, oh, I'm using a shotgun. I can hit more more than one person. And we had a strength character to really utilize this, okay? Hail is pretty lame. I'm gonna make a video maybe about Hail, definitely about Barrage. Is it lame? I don't know. Barrage should be good, but you can see right there on the screen it does not have Sharpshooter, which is a big letdown for Barrage. Armor class is super easy for dex characters and ranged dex characters, and bow and crossbow is just OP. It doesn't matter how you run it. This isn't even anywhere near the closest or strongest crossbow or bow build, but it's still fun. It's still going to be valuable and strong in your team. So this was great on the honor run. We'll talk more about it in a moment, but level 11 really kicked this build into high gear, and you know, in that late game, from henceforth, level 11, Lae'zel was just honestly a crutch sometimes. She could just blow everybody out. The level 1 could be anything at that point. Like I said, that was a pure run. So without further ado, we're gonna get back into some action here. We're gonna have Lae'zel try and attack things all her own. See how she does. We'll sit back here hidden. There we go.
Oh, enough waiting.
I'm gonna save it. Damn, Lae'zel, calm down. I crave blood. Alright, so obviously, like I said, with a single target, obviously you can just shoot from afar. But if anybody gets in close, you'd be like, I don't care. Go ahead. I have crossbow expert, right? So I'll shoot this guy, bang bang. Look at that. Come get me, boys. So like I said, really high armor class. I doubt I get hit at all. Okay? 25 is kind of wonky. And if you can add something like Blur, which gives you advantage, you won't get hit. You're not really using your reactions, so something like Shield Bash is actually useful. And uh-oh, you guys are awfully close to me. That means, bang, I get to shoot both. You got Bane. See how often Bane ends up hitting. And if somebody is down on the ground like prone like this, then it's gonna hurt even more. You get advantage. Look at that. Ba-boom. Okay, now I built fire acuity because I have the fire gloves and the fire hat. So every shot was building acuity. Sadly, if you needed to know, Volley doesn't build like multiple acuity shots. It just counts for the one time. So as long as you hit somebody with this, you're getting one acuity. If you really want to build acuity, what you would do is shoot a multi-hit arrow. Okay? And then what we can do is we can pull out like a crazy spell, maybe Barrage, because we have the higher spell save right now. 19, pretty good. This does work off of dex saves, but since he's prone, he's likely going to get hit by this, so we'll barrage with our ranged weapon and kaplow. Right, so like if you had a whole bunch of targets there before Volley, you'd be able to blast everyone with Conjure Barrage. The thing about Conjure Barrage is it comes in way too late, and it doesn't add the full weapon damage, but it does add its own little bonus damage there. We'll talk about Barrage some other day. You can also, since you're a ranger, you can control the battlefield pretty well. You do have things like Spike Growth or Ensnaring Strike. So you can run up to somebody, hold them down. It would use your bonus action, but that's fine. You can maybe shoot them once with Ensnare and then blast them with Volley, but here's what I would do. You can set up a Spike Growth, piss everybody off with that. There we go. Alright. We have some pretty good initiative because we do use a dex character. Ooh, he got me. Oh no, my concentration, no! Okay. Get back up. Like I said, we don't want those guys walking over here. We'll give them a hard time with that. Maybe I'll pop a speed potion or someone can haste me. There we go. And then I can start blasting you with Bane. Bam. Or I can even blast them too because they're all right there in a convenient circle. Pow. Right? We got Bane. And then if I had enough acuity, I'd come at them with maybe another Conjure Barrage, or since spell scrolls are broken, like I said, we can end up blasting somebody with, you know what? Let's use, we got a hold monster, or hold creature. There we go. Okay, cast that. Let's maybe see if I can get this guy 100%. Cool. Should be pretty safe. That concentration's way more useful than that right now. And look at that. We still have a Volley available to us. Cool. Bam! So while we control the battlefield, we're still extremely deadly with not only a single shot, but a Volley, which doesn't have any resource tied to it, which is why it comes in so deep in the investment. Alright, and if he can never hit me, I can never lose concentration, right? So Robot over there is stuck. Yeah, you guys should all just get real close. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Nope. Nope. That's good. That's good. What are you gonna do, mage? Oh no. Mm-hmm. Oh. Uh-oh, shield bash. Oh. Oh, you missed. You missed. You missed. And robot's still stuck. We're still holding concentration. And like I said, we don't always have to play like a shotgun. Should be able to just... Kapow! And another... Did we hit all three? No. So we would have our thrower, just throw this guy in here, just like Hordebreaker, even more powerful. Because now you can just keep murdering them, keep murdering them. Because of crossbow expert, I don't lose my advantage right now. There we go. Boom. So even if you're not playing like run up to him, shoot him in the face, having that crossbow expert, pretty useful. Woo! Yeehaw! You boys are done. Oh no! Here, get down on the ground. Boom! Robot's still stuck. We still have some more spell slots. Let's blow it on barrage for fun. Not nearly as powerful, but hey, it reaches all that way, so check this out. Pretty cool. Feels more like a shotgun anyway. So, pa-pow! And just because I can shoot one person doesn't mean I won't shoot everything. Alright, and hold person, when you're up close to them, it does critical hit. There we go. And we got Bane, crit, you ain't getting out of there. Oh, I'm hastening. Whole nother turn went by, you still can't move. And then, of course, still crits. There you go. Still crits. Nice. And you get the point. I'm not going to sit here. He's already dead, so. So we just wiped out everybody solo. That's pretty good. Not a bad example. Okay. What about that multi-class example with the Beastmaster? So we are running this in the new run. Shart is going to be first a Beastmaster, and then she's going to get her wolf. This is how I would do it. This is how I am doing it. Then I'm going to pick up that level 1 because I want that identity to the build and I want to have those wizard spells early on. I'll delay my extra attack from ranger just a level. It's okay. What's it called? Swords Bard does it, so why can't I, right? So then we'll go into level Beastmaster all the way to 11. So we'll have the 1 wizard, 11 Beastmaster mix, okay? We only have 2 feats because we multiclass. Remember, that's the balancing act. So 2 intelligence because that's really the point of getting the wizard. So let's come out of hiding over here. Swap places with Lae'zel. Alright, put her back up on the screen for you. Here we go. Alright, and then we have alert. I value alert. I value initiative a lot. So especially in honor mode, it's a big deal. So I took the feat. I go first in the round. That's very important, especially on a team. But yeah, focus elixir. This will give me concentration advantage, which is nice because I have +4 to my constitution or my concentration. All right, and then again, if I never get hit, I won't have to really worry about it. But if I do get hit, it won't be too bad to drop my concentration. So if I'm using something like hold person or whatnot, or haste, I could be using haste on my dog, so he gets even more actions, or someone could be hasting me, or so on and so forth, right? So think normal ranger, but with wizard spells instead, or think Beastmaster Eldritch Knight, or something like that, right? We're still ultimately a half caster, as you can see here. Okay, we learn any scroll up to level 3, which is really cool about the level 1 dip. Okay, so I can come over here and it'll let me learn any level 3 spell, which I've already done. This is pretty much the list right here. So that means I can get things, powerful things like haste. I can enhance my dog or myself. I can use lightning bolt. Okay, I can do something like sleet storm, things that rangers are not going to get, like fireball, right? All because I took 1 level in wizard, but I went so deep into Beastmaster, I get the best of both worlds, right? I get level 3 spells on the wizard side of things, but still a full-powered wolf, which is pretty cool, okay? So that means me and Wolfie both get extra attacks, since we went so far into Ranger and so far into Beastmaster. 11 Beastmaster gets all these good perks about the wolf, including this cool Force AoE, which was great. I was held down, I couldn't reach my opponent, but I was still able to attack because of the little range on that. I get my Spellcaster weapon from Jaheira. This is what we're using right here, the Sylvan Scimitar, so I can just wholeheartedly focus on intelligence, and this is going to use my int as a attack and damage roll. And then Acuity for reliable spell DC, so I'm going to hit them with this. Acuity is going to, just like Lae'zel, enhance my spell save. So even my wisdom stuff could hit, but since we're focusing on this, this is going to go as far as 25 or so. Same thing with the spell attack, almost 10 more, right? Mods for the Spellblade cantrips. I'm obsessed with this stuff, and it does really combo well with these rings and amulets. So things like Booming Blade I'm talking about. And then hold spells for huge doggo damage. Of course, if you hold them down, melee range is going to let them insta-crit and always hit. So that's a very powerful combo, especially for the dog. So we'll see how this does currently on Honor mode. So Ranger wouldn't normally get something as powerful as hold spell. So now I get the best of both worlds, like I said. So again, let's see what we do together. I don't think we're going to be able to solo everything, but, you know, if we have a hold scroll, we can hold the stupid robot down. Alright, let's do this together. Like I said, maybe oh, another really cool thing is Hunter's Mark. If I concentrate on this, it'll give extra damage to the wolf. Pretty good early game utility, but for now, let's speed him up. There we go. And now we will attack. We have ranged cantrips, because we're a mage. Look at that. So in my run, we're not using any bows. That's why it's going to be a melee spellcaster character. We still have a ranged attack thanks to Firebolt as our cantrip. Pretty cool. Alright, and then we have the wolf. Go ahead, get him. He can run over here. Attack him. Lae'zel, you just go invisible. Don't worry about this. You're not in here. There we go. Okay, and your turn. Alright, so we got the wolf. We get double attack on the wolf, which is pretty cool. So what I could do is I could also enhance him with some elixirs. But for now, there we go. Got septic. Cool. Alright, let's double team him. So the wolf actually gets advantage if you're near a target, so I should have done that, but here we go. I'm still learning with the Beastmaster. Uh-oh, shield. So, shield is a level 1 perk I get from Wizard, just that one dip. There we go. I get you. Bam! Alright, and now since I'm next to the same thing as my dog, I get 3 attacks with advantage. Bite him. I can bite him with a normal damage too, which I find that really cool. He has septic, it's necrotic, and this is just regular damage. You even have an attack that could potentially get him prone. We already took him out. And then I can run right up to him. If we get opportunity attacks, the dog's going to have advantage on it. Pretty cool stuff. Uh-oh, shield. That's right. Try to hit me, not my dog. Good job, dummy. Alright, so I can also Shocking Grasp. This is something a ranger wouldn't be able to do, so if I want to reposition the wolf now, there's no reaction attack, see? Can't attack me with reaction, then I can do my cool move. Wah! Take that. And another. Alright. And let's go in for the kill. Advantage on strikes. Nice. Alright, cool. Yeah. You know what? Let's get one more guy over here. Good old Murphy. Come here, Murphy. So like I said, we're not using bows on this character on this run. No Eldritch Blast, no bows. So what we'll do is we'll use our other cantrips for a good old time. And you want to see something cool about Beastmaster, if you didn't know? You can, this is all thanks to my commenters, my freaking subs, man. You guys are amazing. So you can actually, when you're selecting the wolf, you can go in here and be like, I'm going to use my bonus action mid-combat. I'm going to get myself some heroism. Look at that. I can use elixirs on your beast. Alright, let's let him come on down here. Let's end this. I agree. Go for it, Murphy. Alright, so. What's funny is I'm going to lose concentration. Lae'zel, just chill out. Just end your turn. It's fine. Alright. I'm going to lose concentration, but I'm going to get hold person. I have a pretty accurate hold person. If I needed it more accurate, what I would do is hit twice with this, and maybe use a speed potion or my next round to, or even the mystic ring, and I could hold person. And then my dog, he's lethargic, because we mistimed this, but whatever. Not a big deal. Alright, so let's say I held person. Now the dog has 2 attacks to come in and really mess this guy up with critical hit. And another critical hit, and he's donezo. Alright? So it's almost like having a whole nother character on the team. But I do get the cool perk of being half wizard. And when I say half wizard, we feel like Yeah, half wizard, almost a full multi-class of half wizard, because if you do the multi-class right, you can get something, you can get all your cake and eat it too with that awesome wolf, but also a very powerful half half caster multi-class. Okay, so that's going to be doing it. How do you even play these builds? Well, what do you know? Come watch the streams, because the more people who come, the more fun we have on chat, just doing goofy stuff. We have some, I don't know, people like my builds, people like my ideas, so I try to show them in practice, and I have fun with, you know, the stream chat and having fun with it, right? So the last run we did, we actually had Lae'zel's build. Remember, it was a level 12 pure run, no multi-classes. We played Volley, so you could see that progress throughout the Fun Guy streams. Right now, we're just getting right into it with the Hot Chick streams. This is Karlach as the main character. All right, and Shadowheart, the gimmick here is we're gonna overcome our fear of wolves. Everyone was telling me, no, you gotta do like Wolfheart Barbarian. No, you gotta do like Druid. I was like, nah, this is a build I wanted to play. This gives me an excuse. So Shadowheart with the wolf, little Red Riding Hood here. Okay, we play on honor mode. So I also like answering your questions if you're running into build issues or you want to get some cool ideas, or if you're questioning things. I don't know everything, I don't claim to know everything, but usually if I don't answer it, somebody comes in with a really good comment, and I appreciate that because you guys are my sponsors. Ultimately, my channel has been growing lately, and I really appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you so much. Those who are interested in the supporting the channel, just look into the memberships. I try to make it as low as I can, but it helps out. I'll try and do more cool stuff in the future, but for now, what matters to me is I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully, more importantly, this helps you more than it helps me, right? You have fun with the game, you're trying out honor mode maybe for the first time, or doing some cool wacky stuff like I am. But regardless, I got Alright, I'm gonna get to the stream in a little bit, but for now, you guys have an excellent day, and I will check you out in the next one. Bye.